Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba. When Jess took to Instagram Live to address her frustrations with newest host Lauren LaRosa and how executives handle things behind the scenes, many began to wonder what former co-host of The Breakfast Club, Angela Yee's thoughts were on the entire situation. Now it looks like Yee has finally broken her silence after sitting down with Fox 5 Washington, D.C. to talk about being honored by the U.S. Black Chamber as a part of the 50 Women of Influence class. Now, of course, the Fox News anchors couldn't help but bring up the latest headlines that involve the popular radio show, where Yee was a co-host for 12 years between 2010 and 2022. When being asked about her initial reaction to everything that went down, Yee would reveal that before she even left The Breakfast Club, the initial plan was to hire 2 additional people to have 4 hosts total instead of 3 hosts, which had become a state of the show. Yee would also go on to say,
when I initially left, they did say they were going to hire 2 people. So that was always the plan. But I think a lot of times it is social media that tends to get people riled up. It's outside forces. It's not what's in the room, and that's what makes tension sometimes build. But what is good is when you can have a blow up and then work through it.
But then she pointed back to you.
Yeah.
Why did she do that?
She just said, I'm not crazy. And, I knew that. I think she meant it more as a compliment, like, Angela is not crazy, because people thought I was crazy for leaving the show. Sometimes people think as the woman, you're the problem.
I thought she was alluding to the fact that maybe you went through something similar behind the scenes and you can relate and, hey, she's not crazy and I'm not either. That's how I took it.
I think all of us took it that way.
Now, in a follow-up question, the anchor would ask Yee if the original plan was to hire 2 more people in order to have 4 hosts. Why wasn't that communicated to Jess? Yee would say even when she was still on the show, there were talks of adding a 4th person, but she's not exactly sure what was said to Jess specifically. Now, for those not familiar, just last week, Yee's replacement, Jess Hilarious, would take to Instagram Live to call out The Breakfast Club for their treatment of her since returning back from maternity leave. Before Jess left to have her child, she would recommend former guest host Lauren LaRosa as her fill-in. However, when Jess returned, she was shocked to find out LaRosa seemed to still be a part of the on-air cast. It was later revealed that LaRosa had been promoted to producer. However, the fact that she would primarily be on during Jess's segment, Jess with the Mess, further caught Jess off guard, as LaRosa was originally supposed to be just a temporary host. Now, the drama would spill over to the next day on The Breakfast Club, where tensions were addressed between all 4 hosts, including DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. After things seemed to settle down rather quickly, as well as the announcement of a new podcast show starring Lauren LaRosa, many were beginning to think that the beef may have been manufactured. Some fans thought this because they didn't think it was necessary for the situation to play out in the public eye. Now, during Yee's Fox interview, she was also asked why the situation became public, as opposed to having a conversation behind closed doors. In response, Yee would mention that the people behind the show have a tendency to let things play out on air. Now, on Friday, Lauren and Jess looked to have now maximized the situation by releasing a song called The Job Is Mine, a parody of The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. The song's lyrics would make numerous references of the 2 women fighting for one spot on The Breakfast Club. The song looks to be well received online by fans, with some claiming that it's good to see the 2 women work out their issues, proving there's enough space for both. So what do you guys think about Angela Yee finally breaking her silence when it comes to the drama between Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa on The Breakfast Club? And how do you feel about seeing the 2 women now collaborate to address the matter? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Plus, stay up to date for the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype and Hype Plus across all social media. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget you can always send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to continue to show your support. Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News, I'm John Alba.